gonna have to share the microphone.
We should be able to do that, hopefully.
Yeah. Don't hug it like they normally do.
That's right. I got a mic in my hand.
Yeah.
Can't help it.
No, exactly. Okay, well, so this is a double whammy, 2 for 1 deal. I'm honored to have the Hanlons as guests. We're happy about that.
I was hoping you'd do that.
Yes, so I know because I've seen this on a popular YouTube channel that you've been to the vault in the Lego Idea House and had a stroll down memory lane. Did you find your first sets there, and what were they?
We did see some of them. So we had an older brother growing up, and so he had Lego before we were even born. And so I don't remember exactly what the first sets were, but one that definitely has really fond memories that's still my favorite set to this day is the Fort Legorado from the Western theme. And that was something that we played a lot with growing up, and kind of cowboys and Indians, that type of thing. So I don't remember the exact first set, but that was a fantastic set.
Okay, and you agree with that?
Yeah, we just had it growing up, so it's probably something early 90s era, but it's a big set.
Yeah, because you're a little less than 2 years apart in age.
Yeah.
Were you good brothers and shared your Lego then?
As far as I remember.
You haven't been told otherwise. So
we have no painful memories otherwise, so I think so.
Okay. Have you ever been into creating your own creations?
Not too much. So we kind of dove right into more on the media side and talking to other amazing people who create with Lego, and so we're always in that direction, not so much creating our own, just more collecting sets and building sets, but not too much in the mock scene.
Okay. Was that kind of a looking at what other people are doing and going, crap, we're not going to be able to do this. Let's do something else. Just go talk to them.
Yeah, I built a few mocks, especially when I was younger in the early years, but certainly nothing too impressive, nothing compared to what you see at these shows.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
I thought they were fun.
Yeah, sure.
So I enjoyed it, but yeah, definitely always focus more on the videos and the video. We kind of think of the video creation as our mocks, so that's kind of what we put all our time and effort into, making as good videos as possible. That's kind of our goal.
Yeah, building a reputation.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Okay, so on November 11th, 2011, you started a podcast called A Look at Lego.
That's right.
At that point, you weren't even 16.
Correct, it was like a month before my 16th birthday.
Yeah, so it's probably safe to assume that any dark age of yours that couldn't have lasted very long.
Pretty much, yeah. I was always kind of collecting and just playing with Lego in general, and then following the online community, and then when I was 15, starting the show. So yeah, always kind of keeping up with what was going on sites like Brickset and the Brothers Brick, and other older sites like FBTV, and some of the sites that were around in the earlier days online. So that's always not really any dark age, just kind of always been into it.
Yeah, and then after 6 months, you realize that listening to people build and talk about Lego is probably less interesting than watching people build and talk about Lego, and you went on YouTube. At what point did you join in, John?
So I was kind of in the background a lot of the time. I had actually, with our older brother, had hosted a podcast before A Look at Lego started on a separate topic, on a technology topic. And so I was kind of in the background, helping out with the Look at Lego and advising and figuring out how everything works.
Technical stuff.
Yes, exactly. The stuff nobody sees, but is very important.
The real talent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I like to say.
Yeah.
But then when we started going to shows, our first show was in June 2012 at Brick World Chicago, is when I got very involved in recording all the videos, being the guy behind the camera, editing, publishing, all of that stuff. So I was kind of always there, but definitely took more of a bigger role once we started posting videos regularly on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Okay. So Brick World Chicago in 2012 was really when the whole thing, the snowball got rolling. What was your idea going into that convention? How did you approach it? How many people did you actually know and have talked to earlier?
So yeah, we really knew no one going in. Like I said, we had stayed up with stuff online, and so I'd seen a lot of builds online, but I'd never actually met any other AFOLs or anyone like that. So we just went with our camera to Brick World Chicago. We live a couple hours outside of Chicago, so it's the closest show to us still, and the show we've visited the most times. And so we just showed up and thought, hey, there's all these amazing creations here. Let's see who we can interview and feature on the YouTube channel. And like you mentioned, we were still A Look at Lego back then, so our original first convention coverage is still on a separate channel under the A Look at Lego name before we were helpfully guided to change the name before Lego got upset at us for having Lego in the name. So yeah, we just started talking to builders, and one of the videos we shot at that first show was a great ball contraption video, which started a series that I think we'll talk about some more later.
Yeah,
and then there were a number of other builders we talked to as well. So yeah, just kind of going in, and everyone was very nice and willing to chat, and just kind of started it all from there.
Yeah, there's something interesting here. I have a Flickr account. I discovered very early on that as long as I only put pictures of my own builds up there, it had limited interest, a limited appeal to people. And that might of course say something about my builds, but after I've been to a few Lego events, Skærbæk being one of them, and posted a few pictures of all the creations on display there, my number of followers boomed. This is of course essentially what you're doing. You're showing other people's stuff from conventions. What kind of content gives you the most views?
It's definitely the great ball contraption videos are a huge part of what we cover, and I think also tapping into a lot of pop culture topics. So Star Wars is obviously really popular, but the GBC videos are certainly top. And when every show we go to, we try to always record the GBC a video of the GBC loop. But definitely Star Wars, some things based on different video games, again pop culture related. We try to, when we're looking at the different builds, try to get in the mind of a viewer and what would people most find interesting about this, who would want to watch this video. Yeah. But then also we see smaller items, smaller MOCs or things that the techniques are really nice or whatever the case. Maybe it's not based on a pop culture topic, but we still are able to cover it, and even some of those things that we don't expect to be as popular turn into being very popular videos. So it's always surprising. We try as best we can to know what to cover, because obviously we go to a show and there are hundreds and hundreds of MOCs on display.
Where do you want to go?
We have to pick just a few. Yeah. And so we try to do that as best we can, but we're a lot of times surprised at what is popular. Things that we would not have expected actually have been very popular. So we always try to get a good variety.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to stop you for a little second because you've been attacked by spiders.
Oh, okay.
There's one here as well, I think. So this is a very weird thing. Yeah, so okay. Yeah. So
this is the outdoor version of the
yeah,
show.
very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, back to topic. Your most watched video is going to be this one after the spider thing, but not surprisingly, your most watched video is, as you mentioned, one that shows a great ball contraption. It has been viewed 25 million times. You have about 6 million monthly views, which means that approximately 1,500 people will have watched one of your videos while you're sitting here talking to us. Did you expect that?
Absolutely not. When we started out at that Brickworld show in 2012, we were just doing it for fun, and it's just snowballed from there. And as we were able to, so we ran it from 2012, and then last year we were able to go full-time, both of us focus full-time as our job on the channel, which has been great because we've been able to make more and more content, interview more and more people. But absolutely not did we ever expect it to get to this point. But it's been great, and we've been able to do just a tremendous amount more as it's grown. So we started at the show obviously near us, and then here we are in Denmark. So it's been amazing. Yeah,
and we'll talk about the travels because that's interesting. But first, your following has also grown enormously just over the past few years. I was sitting in the lobby of the Pineapple Hotel in Seattle with you as your 100,000 subscribers signed up to your channel about 2 years ago. And then when you were visiting me in Norway about a year ago, you did a little video to celebrate 200,000, and now you have more than 370,000 subscribers. Do you know where your new subscribers come from?
We know where our views come from. Mm-hmm. So about 60% of our views are actually outside the United States. So a lot of people are interested in that just because we're based in the U.S. We can cover a lot of U.S. shows. A lot of people maybe think that the vast majority of our audience is in the U.S., but as we know here at Skærbæk and here in Denmark, that it's Lego is very international. So we do have a rundown of where each view comes from and the different countries. But in terms of subscribers, not exactly, but we do know that it's around the world, and it's always interesting to run into somebody, these shows or other shows. We were in Japan earlier this year, and we kind of have bits of fans everywhere, which is always very surprising.
I should mention real quick, earlier this year, we actually, according to the Google Analytics, they give you a map in your Google Analytics of where everyone's watching from. And earlier this year, We now have a viewer from every country in the world. So according to Google Analytics, someone in North Korea watched for 10 minutes. I hope that ended well for them. I'm not sure.
I hope that wasn't the model that the covering or the model of the American warships and stuff like that.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so you currently have 1,700 videos on your YouTube channel. Now, not all of them were made by you, but the vast majority was. I work in television. I know how time-consuming this is. Is this more than 100%?
Basically, anytime that we're not traveling and at an event, and even sometimes when we are at an event, because we're able to work from anywhere, and I'm able to edit videos and publish videos from anywhere around the world, anywhere with an internet connection, I'm working on editing videos. So we publish at least one video a day. We've been doing that for, I think, more than 2 years. I don't know exactly when we started that, but it's at least one video a day. So when we go on a trip, I make sure that YouTube has a system where you can schedule out videos. You upload them ahead of time and have them scheduled out.
Yeah.
So I'll schedule out sometimes up to 40 videos. So when we go to an event, we'll interview 30, 40, 50, 60 different individual builders about their MOCs. And then
Sounds like a full-time job.
Yes.
Yeah.
So basically the answer is anytime we're not traveling, I've got the laptop out and I'm editing and working on different videos. But it's great that we're able to do it from anywhere. So it's just kind of every opportunity. You know, there's certainly no hours. It's whenever I get a chance, basically all the time.
Hopefully it's a bit of fun as well.
Oh, it definitely is fun. It definitely is fun, but there's a lot of work behind it. And whether it's editing or posting to social media, all that stuff. So there's a lot happening that people don't see.
It's very rewarding as well when we leave a show like this from a 3-4 day weekend and have 40-50 videos that we've shot that we know we'll be able to post out over the next few months, and all the viewers will enjoy seeing the creations. People who couldn't make it to the show.
You have good content.
Yeah, so that's a really good feeling, very rewarding feeling, knowing that we'll be able to spread those creations and everything that the talented builders brought to the show to everyone else in the world.
Yeah. It was for the longest time Joshua Hanlon and Matthew Kay who hosted the Beyond the Brick videos, but a couple of years ago Matthew Kay disappeared. I must ask, as a concerned viewer, what happened to Matthew Kay? Is he all right?
He's doing fine. He has moved on to more web design-based projects, so he's actually doing a great project with Kevin Hinkle right now called Bricks in the Middle, which is a really cool AFOL-based webcomic that I would definitely recommend everyone to check out if you haven't seen it. Really funny stuff over there. So he moved on to more web design-based projects.
Yeah, I was very relieved. I saw him here earlier, and very relieved to see that he's alive and well. That's good. Yeah. But you have in the recent past expanded to more people at Beyond the Brick. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we've started working with a builder out in Portland, Oregon, in the U.S. Named Boone Langston, and he handles all of the reviews for us and just kind of side projects because we travel so much throughout the year that if there's a set review or something like that, we aren't really home to be able to do that. So he's really good at doing the reviews and showing if Lego sends us a new set or something like that to review, then he can handle that and get the word out there about whatever the latest product is. So we're working more and more with him now.
Basically because you travel too much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
You had to find someone else to handle the stuff at home.
Yeah, okay, so expanding does of course cost money. Now Josh has been studying. I know that John, you left your job in television to work with Beyond the Brick full time in 2017, and it's now all you do. You're 22 and 24?
Yes.
You pretty much travel the world. You see exciting places, you meet interesting people, and all of this is covered by YouTube revenue. How does it work?
So that's always an interesting question. I think people are always very hesitant to ask about that, but it's kind of something that is always in the back of people's minds as we talk to them. But it is covered by YouTube revenue. So basically, the system works that advertisers approach YouTube and say, "Hey, we want to run some ads on videos," and then YouTube takes care of that entire advertiser system, and they run those ads before our videos. So when anybody goes on and watches one of our videos, you'll probably see an ad for something. A lot of times it's actually Lego ads because the advertisements are based on the content of the video, and they know that our videos are based on Lego. So it's a lot of times Lego or toy-related ads. But basically YouTube handles all of that, and then they give us a certain percentage. I believe it's 50%. So they take 50% of the revenue, and then we get the other 50%. So that's primarily our revenue source for the channel that allows us to go to all of these events. We've also been very lucky to work with a number of Lego-related sponsors. through the years, Eclipse Graphics, Brickmania, and most recently Bricklink. And they've been wonderful to work with as well. So when you watch our video, you'll most likely see an ad from YouTube plays first, and then you'll see our little intro and a quick 5-second ad from right now it's either Bricklink or Float Army Customs, depending on the video. But we've been very lucky to work with those LEGO-related companies as well, which is great because a lot of times viewers tell us they don't even realize it's an advertisement for Bricklink or whichever one it is, because those are companies that you guys all know and recognize, and they've been great to work with.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, when you say 50%,
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's not 50% of a lot, if you have 6 million monthly views, and you can understand that like it creates a revenue stream, it creates money.
Right. So we get some tiny percentage of a penny for every 100 viewers, and so when you have millions of viewers a month, that adds up to something substantial.
Influencers.
I think this is an important point because, you know, being a YouTuber is a super popular thing right now with kids, especially. You ask an average kid, a lot of them are going to say, yeah, I want to be a YouTuber, but they never actually can tell you what they want to make on YouTube. They just want to be a famous YouTuber. And so, you know, the fact that you can make it a business and make money with it is important, but you've got to be willing to be passionate about whatever it is you're making videos about, and you've got to be willing to put in those years to build it up, because it's gonna take a while, and you won't be making money for a very long time, because like you said, until you get in the millions of views, then you aren't really making enough to do much with anything. So it's really important that you actually have a plan out for, this is the type of video I'm really interested in making, and this is what I'm passionate about, and I'm willing to do it for a number of years even if I'm not making any money.
Okay. Do you struggle to make ends meet, or does it quite easily sustain itself at the moment?
No, it sustains itself fine right now. So we basically put everything
And covers the travel.
Yeah, we basically put everything we make back into traveling and creating new videos, contests, whatever it might be. We basically put it all back into the business at this point.
Yeah. Your income then is, of course, depending on YouTube algorithms. And the YouTube algorithms could change at any moment. I know you visited the YouTube headquarters and probably got the chance to ask some questions about this, but is this a concern for you that what you built could just easily be taken away?
It absolutely is. So I don't know how closely you follow the YouTube news, but this is kind of an ongoing topic of YouTube changes and affecting how many viewers come to watch our videos. So an interesting statistic is that 90% of the views on our videos are not from subscribers or people who have necessarily even heard of us before, but they're from people who are watching another video and see our video next to it, or are doing a search for something related to Lego and again have never heard of us before, but they click on a video from that's ours. So 90% of our views come from that. So we are almost entirely reliant on the good graces of YouTube and the YouTube algorithm displaying our videos alongside that other content. So when YouTube makes changes to their system and makes changes to that algorithm, it can quite often affect YouTubers. We have known other Lego YouTubers who focus specifically on Lego, making a variety of videos, who have seen their revenue and views cut in half in the last couple of years because of these different changes that affected them. We've been very lucky in that those changes have not had a massive effect on us. We've continued to grow considerably over the last few years, as you mentioned, the subscribers earlier. So it's been, so far we've done very well, and it's not been a problem for us, but it is a constant concern that, like you mentioned, one day YouTube could make a little tiny change, flip a switch somewhere, type a key, and it could, our viewers could be basically gone because most of those people are not, again, not heard of us before, they're not subscribers.
And then you're back to Brick World Chicago.
Yeah, because of that, I always encourage kids that we talk to about YouTube to get started as early as possible, because it's really important that if you can start this earlier when you're in high school or younger, or that age, when you don't need to like support a family or really even support yourself that much, then you can build up for those years. And then once you actually start needing an income, then you've built the channel to the point where you can start making money. And so because of that, it's really helpful if you start as soon as possible. If you have an idea for a channel that you'd like to do, just get going on it as soon as possible, because it's going to take those years to build up. And once you need to support yourself, then you'll be able to do that.
But it is thin ice to build on.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Last question for you. You're basically living the dream at the moment, going around creating content, talking to people, and important people, all the people and then just oh, that's what you're doing, isn't it? Yeah.
It's true, yeah.
And then just seeing the world at the same time just happens to be
a nice side perk.
Yes, right. But the dream video for you to put on the Beyond the Brick channel, what would that be?
Let's see. One that comes to mind is we've never been able to shoot a video in the Lego factory here in Billund, and that would be really, we've covered most everything else that happens here in Billund. We've never been able to shoot a video in the factory yet, so that would be really neat. We've also never done a video with Keld, so maybe like Keld taking us through the factory would be kind of the dream video. I'm not sure if that'll ever happen, but for a dream video, something like that.
Another one going back to the GBC, we would love to get Mako here in Europe and Akiyuki in Japan, and then Tom Atkinson in the US all together in the same room to create a great bulk contraption. That would be a fantastic video.
Together or a battle?
Well, either way, to get together in our video, that's all that matters. But all working together on the great bulk contraption, that would be incredible to see, and those three guys are both amazing, or all three amazing.
Sometimes wishes come true, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.